Just remember, I can't see the video, so you have to tell me.
Yeah, what's going on, people? We're live, and she can't see the videos. What's going on, Jessica?
Nothing much. How are you doing? How you been?
Another day. A whole bunch of stuff.
I went horseback riding today.
You went? Oh, that kills. Last time I did that was a long time ago. That was just killing my back.
You know what? My back's actually doing pretty good, but I went home, I went to bed, and I took like 2 leave. It was fun.
It's just jumping up and down.
The horse did not respect my authority. She thought she was the boss, and she kept going into a trot. It was kind of scary. It's been a while. Hey, Bruno's here.
What's going on, Bruno? All right, so the first story I got here, we're going to do this real quick because I find this interesting because I've just been elated with this entire triangle of housewives that's called the Kumite and Andy Worski, Internet Blood Sports, Ralph Retort. All 4 of them are going to go on Mr. Metokur's show tomorrow. And I don't think Metokur likes really any of them. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to go on. I know that the Internet Blood Sports people have been doxing like Tonka, and they just don't like any of those people. And they've been talking shit about Andy and all that. Have you kept up with any of this? Have you seen any of this? Jessica?
No, none of it.
Jeez. Have you seen Andy Worski's show at all?
No, but I saw that he was going to do a live stream with Dre Dryer.
You didn't watch? Did you watch that?
I didn't. I forgot about it, actually. Was it good?
Yeah. Oh, it was. That motherfucker's a con man.
You think so?
He is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And then he adds, like, he took the real popular movies, like the Avengers, whatever it's called. The End of Everybody. No, that's not what it's called.
Yeah, and he showed his thing, and he kind of stole this, I think, from I am not saying for sure. Now remember, listen. Now remember, I have like a background in conspiratorial stuff, right? So I've known this guy for a long time. Well, he actually stole Freeman Fly's girl. Freeman Fly is like this, like well-known conspiratorial dude. It's like a hippie guy. Him and his girl used to travel around and like write books and do seminars on like how Hollywood is brainwashing our culture and directing our culture, you know. Anyways, this guy started coming around and stole his gal. Now he's doing similar things. But he follows me on Twitter. I think that's pretty fun.
Who does?
Dre Dryer.
Tell him he's an idiot and a con man. I said
that he won't follow me anymore then.
I said that in the chat like 100 times, and I think they finally got to it. And, I just hate people that are so fake, and he's fake. He takes the dumbest fucking conspiracies and just wraps it up in popular things to get attention. But back to Andy Worski. He's doing the Kumite stuff, and oh boy, is this dude. What a cringe show Andy Worski has turned into. Yesterday, Friday, they had a guy called Mayo King. Do you know Mayo King? Jessica?
Yeah, what?
Do you know Mayo King?
No. Like mayo as in mayonnaise?
Yes, mayonnaise. This guy sits there and every day on live streams eats a gallon of mayonnaise.
Oh, God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, one of those big old huge things. Oh, that's probably not
disgusting.
Him. But he's on. Yeah, he was on Andy Worski and the Kumite, and it was extremely disturbing and disgusting. But for some reason, this is what we're doing now on Andy Worski.
So the whole thing was like, hey, watch him eat this mayonnaise for
It was hard to watch. I didn't really pay attention. Maybe he's funny or something. I don't know. But then I saw Andy Worski was getting $50 to put in to eat mayonnaise like the Mayo King guy did. So he ate like year-old mayonnaise.
year-old mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Is that why he tweeted that thing about like having a rash?
Your love was not as strong as you thought it was.
Right. I'm showing a video right now of the Mayo King
1 week
being a dipshit.
Vagina video. Oh.
All right.
But yeah, and then they gave him $50 to put it in his hair, so he put mayonnaise in his hair.
Well,
Andy
that's
did.
just stupid.
And then he took a shot of sriracha sauce with mayonnaise and lemon juice.
So basically, he's still being demeaned.
At? Yeah,
demeaned by his followers, just on a more lower level.
Tonka.
Oh my God.
It's worse than when it was JF.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds just as bad.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say worse, but
no, it's worse.
So he's that kid in school that like has no other reason to have friends, but hey, look what I'll do for laughs, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, that's metokur. Metokur's going to do all that tomorrow, like at noon or so. So it's going to be interesting. There's a lot to it. Nobody's really interested in it. So we will move on to our first story.
This is our official first story.
The Chinese are opening up a virtual theme park. Fuck building all those huge, expensive roller coasters and stuff. Let's just put some glasses on.
That's right.
Let's put you in a little machine that flips you around. I'm showing the video now. So you got a story on it?
No, I just think it's cool.
Oh,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so
I mean, that's fucking awesome. Like, cause humans aren't meant to be like so many feet up in the air, and so this is just better. Wouldn't you? I think more people would be willing to go on roller coasters.
Okay, well, you're not going on a roller coaster. No, you can't say that's not a roller coaster.
Come on.
No, you got.
What is perception? What is reality really?
Oh, going up in the air and feeling the wind smacking against your face, dodging birds and
dodging birds. Has that happened to you? What kind of retarded birds are diving at a roller coaster?
But flipping upside down and feel, the gravity, the weightlessness. It's I don't see a virtual reality being. I don't see a virtual. I don't see a virtual reality being anywhere near like reality. And I've been on a couple of those.
Getting there though. Have you ever been on a virtual reality roller coaster?
Yeah, probably not like Japan's going to do, because Japan, those people, they're small and little, and we know little people. They somehow are able to create a lot of stuff.
Well, we already talked about this. It's because they're so short. It's like a computer chip, and the smaller computer chips are actually the ones that can run more efficiently, because from point A to point B is smaller. So that's why Asians are smarter. Because they're littler.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Packaged littler. Yeah.
But if I had my choice to go to a virtual theme park or a real theme, I'd rather go to a real one.
See, when I was a kid, I totally would have gone to a real one. I used to go on all kinds of roller coasters. Now that I'm old and I realize I can die, I'm loving this whole virtual reality thing. I'm like, yes, maybe I can experience it kind of again.
I'll tell you, when I was growing up, there's 2 theme parks not too far from us, so we'd always go to both of them. And one of them was better than the other one. So we were down there, and they have this roller coaster where you stood up, and it took you, for your loops and your, typical roller coaster. And we were on our way to go onto that roller coaster, and when we got there, it was closed down because somebody had just fell out and died like 5 minutes before we got there. So
that shit happens.
Well, so the next year they turned it into a sit-down roller coaster, and no deaths. But there was
that's kind of smart.
There was a roller coaster called the Oriental Express, and apparently that's racist, so they had to change the name.
Damn it! Yeah, I remember a story in the news a couple years back of it was a water park, and this kid legitimately got decapitated on this one water slide. Fucking decapitated. What the fuck?
If you want to see an interesting story about theme parks, check out Oh, Action theme park. I think that it was in New Jersey. It's closed down. Yeah, here it is, and it has. They have these go-karts that they rigged so that it would go like 80 miles an hour. They had these water slides that were not, you didn't really stay in them so much as fly out of them. They had a loop-de-loop one, but it had like 9 or 10 deaths within a few years. But
Jeez.
Apparently the laws were kind of relaxed back then, so it was easier for theme parks to get away from, lawsuits.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Mythical Morning. I hate these fucking people. But go check out the Action theme park.
When was the last time you were on a roller coaster?
It's probably like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I was
Go on.
I was on a machine that like took you and it flipped you upside down and just rolled you around.
Oh.
So they have these straps that come down over your shoulders, right? And it clicks and does all that stuff. Well, right before the machine started, I just kind of flexed up and it popped off.
Shit.
Yeah, freaked me the fuck out. So I was kind of done after that.
Not
that I wouldn't go back on them now, but that day I was like, yeah, maybe this place isn't as safe as I think it is.
The last time I went was probably like 5 years ago, and I went on this. It was Knott's Berry Farm, and it's this water ride, and it goes really fucking high in the air and just like free drops down. And my stomach, I swear, like turned.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like legitimately turned. Like I think this might be an issue later.
Yeah.
I
like that.
Maybe I'm too old for this now.
I like that feeling. That just drop weightlessness.
Yeah.
All right.
When I was a kid, though. Oh, fine.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your story.
Okay. When I was a kid, Supreme Scream just came out at Knott's Berry Farm. I'm from California, and I realize not everyone that's watching is. So I don't know if you guys know what Supreme Scream is. But you go really, really fucking high up in the air. You could see like the edge of the horizon, I tell you. And then it just free drops you down. Well, so I go on this ride, right? And I'm all excited. And we go all the way up. And then we go all the way down. And I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. And then the people in charge of the roller coaster came directly up to me and seatbelted me in. And then started the ride again, and we went all the way up. And I was like, oh, shit. I wasn't even seatbelted when I went all the way up there. Like, if they didn't see that, I would have dropped and I would have died. Anyways.
So, 9 ways to support your Muslim friends during Ramadan.
Yeah. Do you have any specific thoughts on that? Do you want me to get into the notes?
Yeah, good. That's your role here.
Is that my department? Is that what I'm good for? Okay, so yeah, in the article, a piece of it goes, it can also feel incredibly okay. So the whole thing is about, obviously, as the title suggests, how to support your Muslim friend while they're fasting, and ways in which you're an asshole and you don't even know it. I don't know about number one. I just kind of gleaned from it certain shit.
So what is the significance of Ramadan?
Ramadan is a time in which the Muslims don't eat or drink.
That's number one, though. So I'm not sure. So I guess number one is to know what it is.
Sure, but we don't really care.
Well, they said 9 ways to make it feel better. I'm going through the 9 ways. That was number one. Number one was...
Okay.
I'm not sure how that is helpful, but... Number two... Oh, wait a minute. Number two, you can't eat or drink all day, not even water.
She's not telling other people that. She's just saying that's what it is.
No, it said the article says 9 ways to support your Muslim. These aren't 9 ways. The first one was just telling you what Ramadan is. The second one's just telling you what Ramadan is. Yeah,
but it just titles that, and then it goes into specifically, how to be helpful.
Am I crazy to think that when an article says 9 ways to help, it would tell you 9 ways to support?
It will. It will go into specifics. That's just the headline to each numbered thing.
So
and most of it's just, it doesn't matter.
You can't eat or drink. You can't eat or drink all day, not even water. So are they saying, hey, don't eat sandwiches in front of your friends?
No, actually, it will go on and say, don't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
But let me get into the notes that I prepared. Okay. So one of the articles, it goes, one part of the article goes, it could also feel incredibly invalidating and or painful when a Muslim person doesn't know the answers to questions about Islam and or Ramadan, because the questioning sets the expectation that the person should know just because they are Muslim, and that knowing means the person is not, and that not knowing means that the person is not Muslim enough.
If I wake up and somebody says, okay, Ryan, today, because of our religion, you can't eat or drink, I got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
How the hell are you a Muslim and do this and not know why you do this?
Also, I don't think it's like necessarily bad for you to assume that someone knows what they believe. You know what I mean? Like, if they feel bad about it, if they feel invalidated because they don't have an answer for you, well, like, that's on them. If, you know, either they just don't give a fuck and blindly believe what they do, or
you should feel
learn
bad.
more about it.
If you're not eating or drinking all day and you don't know why, you should feel bad. You should be laughed at and scrutinized.
You're on the bottom of the evolutionary scale.
Yeah, you're stupid, man. We can't have you walking around like that. They'll tell you to grab a bomb and you'll just do it.
You know what? There's something to that. Huh. That's scary. Yeah.
Number 5, I've fasted before, and I know what it's like.
Hold on a minute now. In the Christian faith, we're commanded to know why we believe. I just wanted to be an asshole and bring that up. So moving on. I mean, I don't know if you want to go by the list on there, because a lot of it's just like white noise.
It's not a real list. It's stupid.
I know.
Number 5, but I've fasted before. I know what it's like. Well, of course you don't fucking say that to somebody that's starving. Oh, I know the pain you're going through, buddy.
Well, why not? If you fasted before, why can't you relate to them?
They're already miserable. They don't need your sympathy.
Okay.
They know they're miserable. They don't need more stories of misery.
Sure. Really? Okay, so you got this Muslim coworker that's sitting there with a sourpuss look on their face. Oh, I'm just so hungry. Meh, meh. So what you're be like, oh, I'm sorry, great king who is fasting. I will not relate to you in any way. I'm just going to sit here and feel bad for you. Someone's going to specifically state like, oh, I'm hungry and I'm fasting. It's like a normal human reaction to be like, oh yeah, I've done that before. I know how that feels. But no, this guy's some asshole that thinks he's like special because he's doing it for his religious purposes. So don't you dare try to relate to him.
If I was fasting, I don't need you to tell me about your woes. I don't need.
If you're fasting, then you should just stay home because you'll probably be grumpy.
I would be.
Most of these assholes should just stay home.
F you, how you doing? Muslim is the bad guy. Okay.
Okay, so another part of the article goes, while this may come as a surprise to you, it can be othering for us to experience. Your reaction of shock and disbelief. Oh, this is specifically about when people find out that they don't eat or drink for an entire day. It says, it might be a surprise to you. And implicitly...
Who are they directing this at? Toddlers?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
It's kind of simple and obvious not to do these fucking things.
Well, you have to understand they have to write something, and their followers need something so that they could share on Facebook and feel superior to others.
Do they need to?
Yes, because how else will they feel superior and moral to others?
That still doesn't mean they need to share.
They feel they need to.
So I'll buy that, but they don't need to.
No, I agree. So if you find out that your Muslim buddy doesn't eat or drink for an entire day and you act shocked, it implicitly communicates that you perceive our practice as a deviation from some norm, probably Christian hegemony. And then it shares a link about Christian hegemony entitled Challenging Christian Hegemony, Practical Tools for Recognizing and Resisting Christian Dominance. So that's kind of some bullshit, huh? The whole article is about how to be like a little bitch to the Muslim friends in your world. And then it in the same article basically talks about you don't have to have any carefulness when, discussing those awful Christians. The hypocrisy of it. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's religion. I don't care.
What about of their hypocrisy?
Isn't it pretty common in that religion to be hypocrite?
Well, we should have stated at the beginning, this is actually an article on the LGBT website.
Oh, what? Oh, that's even...
Yes! That was probably a good point I should have brought up earlier. Yeah, this isn't a Muslim website. This is an LGBT one.
Is this... Okay. SJW stuff is kind of dying off, though, ain't it? I mean...
No.
I didn't hear about this at all. I mean...
No, they're still going just as strong. They're just not as opposed anymore.
Number 9 is I'll fast in solidarity with you. So you can't have even been nice enough to say, hey, man, let me help you. I don't know why you would do that, but because it's being, what, too nice?
Mm-hmm. Because that takes away... that's cultural appropriation.
It may be with good intention that you wish to give something or in solidarity. Hey, they use the same words I do. But Ramadan is not the same as Lent. What? So
it's a Muslim
so you have to be. You only can be a Muslim to be able to do this stuff. But if you're a Christian,
to understand it fully.
Anybody can. Well, that's a good thing, right?
What?
If you're not a Christian, you can still do the Christian stuff. I mean, you want that because they're saying if you're not a Muslim, you can't do this stuff. You don't want the.
No, actually, in my faith, it's. I mean, I do understand that because we're not really supposed to, we're not supposed to... There are certain feasts that, you celebrate the Lord unto. You're really not supposed to do that with non-believers because it's...
Yeah, but they do. That's weird because, they do it all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, no, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm not explaining it very well, I guess. I can't say God bless. I can't say God bless to a non-Christian.
Oh, jeez.
Because... It's shut up, Ryan. My faith and my belief in my Lord is sacred, and so I can't partake in something as meaningful as this celebration. Hold on, the celebration to my God, who I believe in, with someone that mocks my God. You know what I mean? Because then it takes away the sacredness of my communion directly with my Lord. It does.
You're better than them. Isn't that what
I don't believe that.
No, that's what JC's like. Well, you're above that. You're oh god damn it. Okay, so I said you're better than them, and you're like, oh my god, no, I'm not.
Yeah, shut it down.
No, I mean you're the person that even though somebody's being a dick, you're still the nice person to them. That means you're better than them.
What? Thank you, but what?
Yeah. That's what religious people are supposed to be. You're saying that you can't be nice to somebody that's not in your religion.
But why do you always have to make it such a... no, not that I can't be nice to them.
Yeah, you can't say God bless them. You can't say
communion.
God bless.
I can't... No. The act of communion is a very sacred institution in which I personally go before my Lord. I eat the bread. I drink the wine as a testament, believing that God spilled his blood. He gave his flesh for my salvation. I can't do that with a non-believer. A non-believer is not supposed to partake in such a sacred event because they don't believe in it. So it cheapens it. Okay. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So what's the doxing?
What?
Moving on.
Okay. So anyways, and then to end... Oh, damn it, Ryan.
Mega Matt, his Twitter.
No.
Okay.
I've got one more piece of note.
Okay.
The article ends with. So, and if you see a colleague washing more than just their hands in the bathroom, leave them be and try not to stare, because staring at us washing is even weirder than us trying to lift our feet up to a public bathroom sink. If you have questions, consult Google. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, if I walk in and somebody's washing their feet, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, it's going to happen, and it should, because you shouldn't be doing that shit.
And if something clever comes in my mind, I'm saying it. Even if it's not clever, I might say it. I remember there was a time not that long ago.
Get your fucking feet out of the sink is what I tell them. That's gross. My hands are washed there.
This is America. I don't know what you do in your country, but we don't do that. But no, there were schools that...
We wear shoes, not sandals, and we don't have sand everywhere. That practice is outdated.
There were schools that were putting, like, feet washing sinks in for the Muslims strictly. And there was a whole shit fit about it. I don't know whatever happened with it, but... But our next article...
A shit fit. I like that.
It's what they're doing. Mega Matt. Are you not done?
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
It's just, this is a really sad one.
His Twitter that you sent me, after being doxxed by Jacob Rosenberg, which I don't know if he's doxing him, but if he is, apparently I'm doxing him too. And the subsequent harassment, death threats that followed, this bright young man, Andrew Dotson, took his own life. His crime, attending the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. This breaks my heart. Please reach out. You are not alone. So who is this guy?
Okay, so this guy...
okay, the picture. I remember the picture.
You do?
Of the guy, yeah, it's when he has the tiki torches. Yeah, he was in the video. I just remember he has the Arkansas t-shirt on. Yeah, just for whatever reason, yeah, I remember him in the video.
Yeah. Let me share with you Andrew Dotson. A video of him at one of the rallies where he basically says, like, I forgive you, I love you. So this guy, he had a career. I can't remember because I didn't write it down. It's in that long list that Millennial Matt posted.
Who is this guy? So who is this guy?
He's someone that was, I believe, part of the alt-right, and he was doxxed because he was at the Charlottesville rally, he was harassed relentlessly.
By who?
By the far left.
And what's harassed?
His family he lost his job. They called his work. They called the community he lived in. Basically, they had all eyes pointed on him as this evil Nazi. So he felt even more isolated. His family was being fucked with, and eventually it led to him just taking his own life. They ruined his life because he was at this rally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really fucking sad. Here, I'm sending you a link if you don't mind playing it.
He was 34.
I'm sending it to you on, young guy. Promising. Like he had a career. He was like a silly dude. Like you can see some of the video of him in like a suit. You know what I mean? Seemed like a nice guy. Everyone that knew him said he was funny. But I just sent you a video of him being attacked.
I won't play it now.
I'll shut up.
Okay, finally. Jesus Christ, it's taking forever.
Help! He got me right in the eyes! Help him! Get him some water. Oh, fuck! Get him some water. Ah! We need milk! On your knees! Ah! On your knees, dude! On your knees! Ah! We need milk! Ah! Here, fuck you! Where is I? I love you, and I would rather suffer right now than your family for something dying. This is nothing compared to the 100 million. The communism. Loser. Didn't work. Actually, I don't. To think that moral righteousness becomes who is the biggest victim, that's weakness. I am not a victim. We are no victims.
So he gets sprayed. He gets sprayed, and he just says, he forgives you. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah. So he doesn't seem like that, violent of a guy. And most of these kids in the alt-right aren't.
Well, no, most of the people that went to that alt-right, they weren't like alt-right, like the way people think of alt-right. They just were having fun.
Well, it's not just that they're having fun. I mean, this is a collective of young white men that are sick and tired of being shit on and discredited solely because of the fact that they're white and men. So, I mean...
Well, no.
It's just... It's... Don't what?
I didn't say don't. I said no, how was he getting shit on for being a white man?
In society?
Well, no, was he... Okay,
do you remember,
hold on.
Do you remember leading up to... Okay, but...
Hold on. Was he being shit on, or was he reading it, like, in the newspapers and stuff?
If you recall, the year leading up to the Charlottesville rally, the whole SJW bullshit, you're a fucking white male. You go on all kinds of spaces online. A lot of these kids' lives are mainly online. They run into constantly, and I mean, it's infected our main culture too.
Well, he was
the idea of toxic masculinity, and because you're white, you have to atone for past sins. You have a growing portion of our population, of our white population, that are discredited solely because of the fact they're white. They're being dispossessed in a lot of realms, maybe not completely, but it is starting to go that way. You know what I mean? With affirmative action, it does affect a large portion of young white disenfranchised kids that are poor, and no one gives a shit about them. And I mean, come on, Ryan, you know what we're talking about. You cover videos about this. Well, so there's these young kids that are being shit on just because of the fact that they're white and they're male, and it's real easy for them then to group up in the alt-right because here's like what seems like a solution to them.
Yeah. The younger kids...
These aren't terrorists. These aren't kids like Muslims that are planning on bombing things. These are just young men having fun online, but also pissed off because they're being told that they don't have a voice because they're white and they're male. So they're grouping up and they're trying to fight against it. That's what this whole thing has been about. It's these young men trying to fight against this bullshit. And how they were set up at Charlottesville and targeted like that, it's awful. Especially this kid, Andrew Dotson.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, I don't know his story of what...
Okay, he's 34. He's not a kid. So,
he's still a kid in my
book. He's 34. He's older than you.
I don't care. He's still a kid. He's still young.
But when you said that the society affected him, I understand, like, the younger kids that are in school. I understand why they would go because of what the reasons you gave. This guy's 34. That's why I asked. Was there something in his life that we know about is why he turned alt-right? And was he alt-right, or was he part of one of the more extremist groups? Because the people I saw around him were part of the more extremist groups.
How do you figure he was part of the more extremist groups?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Huh?
I don't know. I'm asking.
No, you said you saw him around people that were part of the more extremist groups.
Yeah, when he was telling the guy that he forgives him, he started to walk away and pour water on his eyes. And in the background are two of the guys that had those, like, needle flags, those crossing needle flags.
Are you seriously saying that they're an extremist? They're like an extra extremist violent group because they had those flags? That group
was like, they were proud of being like Nazi extremists.
Are you talking about the Trad Workers Party?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which group it was.
There were so many. Yeah, and there's so many different flags there. So
yeah,
I mean,
no, that's why I'm asking. I'm asking questions here. Stop acting like I'm saying this is who he is. I'm not saying that. I'm asking.
Well, all I know is that everyone, and I mean, I spent a lot of time looking into a lot of the people and the groups in the alt-right. None of them are of any real concern to society. They're not like manufacturing bombs in their basement.
Well, right.
You know what I mean? And to act like they are, to act like they're the equivalent of how we should be looking at the extremist Muslims in our community is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that this young man and many other men's lives have been ruined because they were doxxed at this event.
Did he have problems before this?
I'm not sure. Could
Suicidal?
be. Oh. He could. Yeah, he could have been. I'm not sure. But
I mean, that says something.
He had a career. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to remember what exactly he did, but he had a.
FU said he was there.
Oh wait, an electrical engineer.
FU said he was there in the chat. How old are you, FU? And what was like the age ranges? Well, I know what the range was, but what was the? Was it more young people? But go ahead. So
okay,
next story?
so he received he received a degree in electrical engineering and mathematics. So this is a guy that he had a career, he had a life, and everything just went, well,
I'll say
awry because the leftists.
His Twitter is if it's Mega Matt, if this is actually his Twitter, his banner is the American flag and the Jewish flag with Trump in the middle.
Yeah, he did that as a joke. He's a troll.
Oh,
I mean, he believes in the movement, but he's also like a troll. Like he fucks around.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, next story. You had something about the cops. Police order England
non-English.
Police order England football fans to ditch imperialistic flag at the World Cup. Is that whose flag is that? Isn't that England's flag? I
don't know. This isn't the approved story you told me about.
It's from Breitbart.
So I didn't read it or make notes.
Well, it's from Breitbart, and apparently British police have told England football fans going to the World Cup in Russia. Oh my God, you're playing soccer in Russia? Fuck, that's a stupid game anyways. Not to take their flags. But the interesting part I found in it is that it says up to 10,000 English fans are expected to travel to Russia next month, along with a small force of UK police to help keep them safe. If you're sending the fucking cops with you to a game, maybe you shouldn't be going. What the hell kind of games are you playing over there? And I know football over there, they take that shit serious. I mean, like riots happen constantly.
No, they're very it's like they celebrate the riots that happen.
Could you imagine
culture?
Could you imagine New England Patriot fans going to Canada and having to send American cops with them to be cops in Canada? Is that can England cops arrest people in Russia? Yeah, fuck you said most of the people there were like 20s to 30s. Hello, Jessica?
You can't trust anything that fuck you says.
Oh, okay.
He's all over the board. He's a troll too. He's one of my favorite trolls.
So I think this is Breitbart. So I think they're bullshitting the headline, and it's not so much them saying don't bring the imperialistic flag. It's don't wave. Don't be jackasses with your flag and wave it in Russia's faces because you're just going to start a fight.
That's diplomatic. Yeah, that makes sense.
It has nothing to do with imperialistic. They just added that to it.
Yeah.
See, that's why I hate Breitbart because they do shit like that. Dana Bird.
Yeah. Twist the news. Do you want
Dana
to
Berg, did you
talk
get like kicked off of Twitter or something?
Oh, Dana! He should be kicked off of Twitter.
I don't know how he didn't get kicked off.
Dana, you dirty fuck. Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you, Dana Berg always retweets and likes my stuff. And the one time that I was talking shit to some that Kevin Cash guy about retweeting and shit, nobody fucking retweeted or liked my shit. I was like, God damn it, guys. Really? Thanks for the help.
We're gonna let you sit there with it.
Yeah, fuck you guys, man. Fuck you.
I actually came to your defense.
Yeah.
I went to like
3 days later, but yes, you did. I saw that.
No, and I purposely went to one that he tweeted out like at least a week ago, just to show like, dude, it's been a week and you still haven't got one fucking like, and you have so many subs.
Some bitch got like 600 subs.
And not one damn like.
And nobody likes nobody. I go look at his sub who subbed to him, and it's like businesses. So if you sub to them or you like them or whatever, what is it called? Follow. Yeah. If you follow them, then they'll follow you.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody's
and they basically don't actually like use Twitter to look at other people's posts, just to post their own shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I was banned off Twitter for 12 hours. My first ban. I feel a little proud of that.
You should. It's a badge of honor. I'm surprised I haven't been. I think I'm like shadow banned though.
Okay, so we're going to get rid of this one. So your next UK police, you sent me like 3. You have a thing with the United Kingdom for some reason.
I don't have a thing with it.
You did. You sent me like 4 articles on the cops and 5 articles on some wedding.
Some wedding? Where the fuck have you been? Some wedding?
Yeah, it was all about a
royal wedding, Ryan.
It was what?
The royal wedding.
Okay. Yeah, some wedding.
Have you not been online?
You're expecting me to go ooh or something, I guess, but
no,
I don't fucking care.
I know you don't care. Don't need to make a big point about it, but no, it's a huge thing that everyone's talking about, and there was a funny situations happening because of it.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Maybe.
It's not like it's like a random, like I just chose some random wedding. Hey, let's make fun of this.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end, maybe. So you have another UK police where we may not come out if you speak English. Did you read this?
A little bit.
It's just stupid, right?
Yeah, they want to prioritize. They have cutbacks, I guess, and they want to prioritize the most vulnerable, which they kept stating like the disabled and also non-English speakers because they are more vulnerable somehow when their car gets stolen. But the point is like cops won't come and visit you if like your car gets stolen to take your report because you're not as vulnerable as like a disabled person whose car was stolen. That's retarded. Or because you don't speak English very well. Both men had their car stolen. They should both get help from their police.
Yeah. Well, if it's a priority thing, if I have 50 calls got to go in priority. If the standard is, do you speak English? That's a pretty stupid fucking standard.
Yeah.
Like really?
Well, it's discriminatory too.
English.
It's discriminatory. Why? I mean, why is the person that doesn't speak English? Why should his car being found takes precedence over a man that does speak English? If anything, I think a nation should prioritize its own people, because just like you should prioritize your own family, because someone's got to look out for you.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm gonna put a stamp on that one and just say yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a stupid story. Moving on.
Well, son of a bitch, Ryan, you find your own damn stories then.
I will. You should. Women called a smelly fatty on United Flight says strangers stepped in to intervene. Oh, good for them. You got the story?
No. No, I don't.
Jesus Christ.
I asked you which stories you wanted covered.
I told you. I told you in order.
You did not. No, you did not.
Yes,
you did not tell me this one. You did not tell me Smelly Fatty.
Yeah, I said airplanes.
You said airplanes.
You sent me 2 airplane stories. I'm not sitting there typing out
so you just said
dissertation on what stories I want in what order. Okay, so a lady is sitting there. She's fat and smelly, and the guy next to her is like texting his buddy, saying, "Wow, this bitch is fat and smelly." Well, the person behind him somehow is a nosy person and looks over and sees him typing this and calls him out, like in public and loud. And everybody cheers him on as the guy tells him off and says, just because she's sweaty and smelly doesn't mean you tell people she's sweaty and smelly. That's the story, right? Hello? Oh, did Jessica leave me? What happened to Jessica? She fell off. Okay, this is the one I wanted to get to. And now Jessica's gone. Where are you? Technical difficulties, people. We will be with you shortly. It's 5 watchers. So while we're waiting for Jessica, hopefully, to come back. This OBS is garbage. So we have the Ralph retort. And he's kind of like the group with the Kumite and Andy Worski. He's kind of part of that little clique, whatever you want to call it. But he's having this guy named Black Skin is Amazing. And this is a guy that was on our channel. We were trying to get him on to debate. He just wouldn't. But he's an absolute troll. We'll
$50 worth of pot in a day.
You're just as racist as your forefathers. Thank you. You're showing yourself to be just as racist as Hitler. America is just as racist. You are just as racist as your forefathers.
Those are stereotypes. They're not really racist.
No, you are
objectively.
No, you are objectively the one talking. He's very racist.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, because white privilege.
If it wasn't for me and my white privilege, your ancestors would be sitting fucking mud huts cobbled together with fucking twigs and dung, beating on 2 rocks and calling it music and shit. You're living in this country because we brought you here. You live comfortably because we brought you here. No one's fucking holding you down. No one's keeping you here. If you don't like it here, pack your fucking Jordans and get the fuck out.
Hey, let me answer you. You keep talking about mud huts, right? It's funny. This shows your racism. Because the Amish in New York, I live in Manhattan, New York, but sometimes I travel to the countryside, and there's a lot of Amish who live off, they don't have no electricity, they live off the grid, right? But you guys praise them. You guys go in the wilderness and hunt off the grid.
Build houses,
No, hang on. You go hunting off in the woods off the grid. But when blacks live off the grid in Africa, all of a sudden it's a mud hut. Oh, they're
have you ever been to Africa?
But no, hang on.
So he's trying to equivalent people living in mud huts to people that go out and hunt. Like it's the same thing. He's such a troll.
And then you go dance around and
he didn't refute. No, hang on. What did he refute? No,
one sec. Let me finish. Let me finish. Whenever somebody says something, you immediately go straight to attacking them personally, and then you dance around and come back to your statement, which means nothing.
No, you answer the question.
Hey, no, I'm talking.
No, what did he refute?
I'm talking. You wait 1 minute. You also dance around saying the IQ thing. You've said it a bunch of times.
I have not.
It's not real, and then you say you should use your IQ. You've said that IQ isn't real, but use your IQ.
I'm using your language to make fun of you guys, dude. You have not proven IQ.
All right, so that's Ralph's friend, and he does try. He doesn't do a very good job, but right there, at least he did kind of point out that this is all this black-skinned person does. If you disagree with him, he's just going to call you names and then try to make his already determined points. You know, he has a list. Now, my problem is that Ralph knows this motherfucker's a troll. And Ralph says he doesn't know. I'm not sure. But the way he's answering these questions, it's obviously he's a troll. And Ralph's been around long enough to know this. But instead of just cutting it short, and I get it, having people like this on is entertaining. And, you know, for an hour or so, you know, have your fun with him. But Ralph kept him on for like 3 hours. Because A, Ralph's fans wanted to talk to him, so Ralph let him do that. And B, Ralph was making a lot of super chat money. And I think that was probably more of the thing than anything else. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, do you want to boast somebody like this insane racist piece of shit? I mean, Ralph is literally trying to help him get a Twitter and you know, get his YouTube channel started. And he's like trying to get him active. You don't want somebody like this active because somebody like this actually will get fans. There are a lot of pathetic people that would love to hear this man talk. The Amish are God people. They are the master carpenters and live in hand-built homes and grow their own food. Yeah, to try to equivalent the Amish with people that are living in huts in Africa, that's maybe resources, maybe, you know, environment. Maybe that's why the Africans don't do as much or build these elaborate houses. Because they don't have winters or anything, so they don't need... You know, they got intense heat. And I think the mud huts actually, like, keep it cooler. So there's reasons for each to do, you know, their thing. But it's a different skill level. But with that, guys, Jessica is not able to get back on. I think we're going to call it a day. See y'all later.